But now we can move on to the next portion of tonight's stream. Larry and Kimberly, are you guys ready to talk some superhero comic book news?
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Take a quick break. Be back in about 40 seconds. Guys, thank you so much. This is Super Duper episode number 27, where we talk nothing but superhero and comic book news. Again, if you did like that wonderful, wonderful music that brought us in, that is from iHeart Canvas. His information is in the description box of this video. But from now on, guys, for the rest of the show tonight, we're going to be discussing nothing but superhero comic book news. And so if you're into that type of thing, you know, I'm glad you're here. And so moving on to the first topic of the day, this is coming from Geek Tyrant, and it says Deadpool director Tim Miller teams with Warner Brothers for film adaptation of the science fiction comic Alien Legion. Have y'all heard of this before?
No.
No?
Not.
I haven't either myself. This is a first for me. This is some photo art right here that describes what we're going to be getting. But Warner Brothers has acquired the right to a science fiction comic series initially published by Marvel Comics in the 80s titled Alien Legion. They've brought on Deadpool and Terminator Dark Fate director Tim Miller to develop the film and help to build an epic space opera franchise. Alien Legion blends military science fiction with a diverse cast of characters and fun, complex storytelling created by writers Carl Potts and Alan Zelenetz, along with artist Frank Sirocco. The series is set in the distant future where the United Planets is defended by the Alien Legion, a force made up of a motley crew of extraterrestrial soldiers. The Legion is known for its diverse membership, including anthropomorphic characters, aliens, and humans, each with their own unique skills and backgrounds. The series explores the challenges faced by the Legion as they navigate a universe rife with interstellar conflicts, political intrigue, and cosmic threats. Now, again, I know nothing about this. This is the only visual representation that I have of this comic strip that's going to be adapted. And I'm just going to say, yes, why not? Why not get it something fresh and new that I've never, ever seen before? I'm here for it. It kind of reminds me of a different version of Guardians of the Galaxy, but maybe not as funny and silly and goofy. You know, it could be like some type of hard R type situation. I don't know. But Kimberly, right off top, like, how do you feel about this? You know, does this pique your interest at all? Do you think you'll be checking this out? You know, we got Tim Miller that's going to be behind this, the guy that did the first Deadpool movie. How you feeling about this, ma'am? How you feeling?
It sounds exciting. I really want to see new stuff. I really, really want to see new stuff. Sequels and spin-offs and sequels. I really want new content. So honestly, if it's new, I have an open mind towards it. And I say, let's go. I mean, look, I love our favorites. You know, I am excited to see some stuff return or a sequel, but come on, let's keep creativity going. Let's keep it up with new stuff. So this is new to me. I know it may not be new to everyone, but it looks interesting. I'm open.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Larry, where you at on this?
It looks cool. It looks cool. You know, I'm concerned sometimes that audiences may be getting a little bit tired of superhero comic book stuff, and I would like to see more stories adapted from graphic novels. There's some really cool stuff out there, and I would like to see some stuff adapted because like there's some cool things like some like black supernatural type stories that are out there in the comics and graphic novels. I would like to see some of those. Like, I mean, look how well that Lovecraft Country was received, and obviously it, you know, we didn't get to have it again, but it would be nice if we had something more like that. I want to see more stories along that line.
Okay.
Yeah, lines.
Me too, man. But this just looks freaky as hell. I mean, only one humanoid looking character, and everybody else has 18 arms or something like that. So, but this is interesting. Yeah, this is interesting. I don't know what this is about at all, but I'm here for it. I'm willing to check it out, you know, give it a chance. If Tim Miller wasn't attached to this, I probably would not have any interest for it.
You do.
But yeah, I do. And I'm gonna give it a chance. And so you guys let me know what y'all think about this down below. But we're getting a science fiction comic, Alien Legion.
Is this gonna be a movie or a series?
Film, for a film adaptation. Yeah,
okay.
So yeah, super duper film, no TV. So yeah, y'all let us know what y'all think about that down in that comment section below, because we are dying to know.
You know, B, I will say this. I thought that I often think like people are getting tired of superhero stuff, and I think they are to a certain degree, but I think there's still plenty of room for people for that in that space. But I think people want more kind of gritty, dark stuff. Like when you look at how well The Boys are doing and how people really love like Invincible and like even the new Boys Gen V, people are like, my wife is not a superhero comic book fan really at all. She watches the stuff with me when I watch it. She really enjoyed Gen V. Yeah. And I think there's still plenty of room in that space if they're willing to go outside the box of the traditional superheroes.
Well said, man. I got to give it to you on that because I haven't finished The Boys and I haven't started Gen V, but you can just tell by the material, the trailers of promotion that is completely different than stuff that we've seen before. And we do need different, you know. I mean, even though I love Marvel and all of that and DC, you know, I still want a change up every once in a while. I don't want them saturating the market the way they do right now. So, and Marvel is not even that good right now. So, well said right there. But let's move on to topic number 2 for Super Duper, number 27. Getting a season 5 for Harley Quinn. This coming from Variety. Harley Quinn renewed for season 5 at Max. More Harley V is on the way. Max has renewed raunchy, violent animated series Harley Quinn for season 5. Just a couple of months after season 4 finished its run, the animated DC show starring Kaylee Cuoco as Harley Quinn and Lake Bell as Poison Ivy has proven to be a hit for Max, and it even has its own spinoff, Kite Man, Hell Yeah, coming in 2024. Harley Quinn has raised the comedic crowbar with every new season. We're excited to continue this partnership with Max and take our biggest swing yet for season 5, said Peter Girardi, executive vice president of alternative programming at Warner Brothers Animation, in this statement. Larry, do you watch? Do you have Max? Do you watch Harley Quinn? I remember when this was first announced, I didn't have any interest at all. It looks silly and stupid to me. But I've heard nothing but great things about it. I heard it's a pretty dope ass show. But how are you feeling about this? Does it? Are you into this at all, or where are you at?
I haven't watched it, and I've as time has gone on, I've gotten a bit more curious about it. And I didn't watch it at first. Partly because I didn't really know much about it. I mean, I know everyone knows Harley Quinn. Everyone likes Harley Quinn. But I guess I just wasn't really feeling it at first when I saw the trailers. And then when people came out and they didn't talk about when it first came out, people didn't talk about the story so much. They didn't talk about how great it was as a story. What I always heard was how it was like this great animated series for LGBT people, and that was like the focus of it. And I was like, yeah, I don't really care if you're gay, straight, or asexual. I want to have something that's fun and a good story. I don't really care what the orientation is of the I mean, it's an anime thing. I don't really care, you know. And so I just didn't really have any interest because I was like, I want to watch something that's good, not something that's just basically supported because it's propaganda. But as time has gone on, I've heard more good reviews about the series overall. as it being just really good. So I think I might actually give it a shot and see how it is. So
okay, that's what's up. Ken, where you at on this right here?
I haven't watched it, but I have friends that not only watch it but are huge fans of Harley Quinn, and all of them have said like this does justice to the character. So as a comic fan myself, and as a huge supporter of just creativity, I think it's great. I think it's great because especially when my friends who are huge DC fans and are really into the comics of Harley Quinn and her origin story and where she's going and what they're doing with her, and they say that the show is really true to who the character is, that's what I care about, because I hate, even if it's something that I don't watch, I really hate to hear people that do love a certain IP say, oh, this is not true to the character. This isn't who she is. Who's writing this stuff? They don't understand the fan base. Da, 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 da. But you know what? From what I've heard, it's really true to the character. So more power to him.
Yeah, I love it, guys. I think I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon too. Like I said, I never had any interest, but I just keep hearing positive things about it. And so yeah, why not? And for them to be on season 5, I mean, it has to be good. You know, it's not season 2 or 3, it's 5. So
yeah.
You know, you got 4 or 5 seasons, and it's always nice when you have that many seasons and you're starting late. The positives that you're late, but you can just watch it. You can just binge it and, you know, have your nice little weekend. So I think I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon or whatever.
Maybe they can turn it into a live action and bring Kaylee Coco with her, because she could be a good Harley Quinn. I mean, sometimes she's a little bit soft, but I think if they put her in the gym with what's her name for, you know, what's that celebrity celebrity fitness person, Jillian Michaels or whatever, put her in the gym with her for about 6-8 weeks. I think she can tighten up and do it. You know,
we'll see. But you guys, let us know what you think about this, whether you're watching this via live on the replay, and there's a link down to that in the description box for you to read at your own leisure. But now, since we are not talking about, well, no, we're still on DC. I'm tripping. We got some Supergirl. Supergirl. Very, very curious what you guys think about this right here. Hold on one second. Where are my banners at? Hold on, where's my Supergirl banner at? Do I have a oh, okay, here we go. Topic number 3 for Super Duper. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Got a writer. This is DC movie Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow finds its writer in Anna Nogueira, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. If I'm not, I apologize. The feature is part of the first wave of offerings from James Gunn and Peter Safran-led DC Studios. This is what the lady looks like right here. Here she is on IMDb. As far as other properties that she's written before, we win. I haven't seen that, but Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is going to be the first, but she is attached to these properties right here as a director. This article may get into some more things that she's written, but Anna Nogueira, the actress and playwright who is now making forays into screenwriting, has been tapped to pen Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, a standalone feature centered on the Kryptonian cousin of Superman being developed by the DC Studios. No director has been attached, and Nogueira's deal is only been recently closed. The project is actually a redo for her. The writer was quietly hired to pen a Supergirl movie in 2020 when Warner Brothers was developing the project as a spinoff of The Flash, then in post-production. Flash features Sasha Calle as the heroine, and the hope was to launch another DC film franchise. Kim, I'm pretty sure you did like Wonder Woman that came out a number of years ago. I don't know about part 2 and once 1984. That was dope. That just comes to mind when I see this right here. Of course, we all know who Superman is, but not too many people know who Supergirl is. Superman is a guy sent to Earth and is raised by loving parents, where Supergirl in this story, she is a character raised on a chunk of Krypton. Gonna explain in a video released on Twitter at the time. She watched everybody around her perish in some terrible way. So she's much more of a jaded character. Kim, she's gonna have a chip on her shoulder. She's gonna be like, man, F all this good stuff. I watch my people die. Does this pique your interest, and does the writer attached to it excite you? Is this something you want to check out?
it piques my interest. I mean, the first thing I kind of think of is let's finish what we started. I really liked where they were going with Sasha Calle in the Flash. She was actually my favorite part of the Flash because she seemed to have a bit of a chip on her shoulder, and I liked that. And I this superhero, oh God, it's making me weary. It's giving me mad weary. I really want them to finish what they start. We're doing this too much where we're branching off and having a cameo here. We're branching off and cameo here, but you're not going to see that version of that person there. And we've got this iteration. I mean, in the comics, of course, we have many different iterations of the same characters. That's fine. But let's finish what we started, because from the Flash, I really want to see more of Sasha Calle's storyline. I really liked the actress that played her. I really liked her attitude sounds a lot like this character. So I'm like, can we just finish what we started? It's like somebody coming into a sandwich shop and taking one bite of each. Like, come on, can you finish with one plate? For goodness sakes. And I just feel like, of course, with the continuity of James Gunn taking over DC, I know he's got a whole new crop of people. But I don't know. I really liked what I saw from Sasha Calle. So I'm not opposed to this. I'm like, okay, great. But let's finish what we started, please, on something. I like it. I kind of want to see, I really don't want to see a teen version of anything when it comes to Supergirl. Maybe younger, but I really don't want to see an angsty teen. I really, if you're going to make her bitter, I really want it to be something that a lot of adults can relate to as we watch that. Because, I mean, of course, everyone's gone through their angsty teen years, but I really want to see a more mature frustration in dealing with loss or grief, which is what this character sounds like it's coming from. But I'm a bit disappointed to not see more of Sasha Calle's, Supergirl. I'm disappointed.
I'm mad at that at all. She did do a good job.
She did an amazing job.
Yeah. Larry, how you feeling about this Supergirl movie and the writer attached to it as well?
I don't really like derivative characters of like female derivative characters of male characters. I just don't like it. It's just make her something else. The whole Supergirl thing. I get it when the character originated, it is what it is, but I'm just not a big fan of it. I'd rather her be like, just call her something else besides Supergirl. But I don't know. I mean, I be honest with you, from DC, I would much rather see a villain standalone movie because their villains are far more interesting than their superheroes. I would love to see like a standalone movie of like Bane or something, Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if they're gonna make it, I mean, we know she's gonna be Supergirl. Just don't call it that. Call it something else.
Power Girl.
No, I mean, they call her, just call the movie, Kryptonian or something. I don't know. Okay.
Kryptonia.
There you go, Kryptonia.
But no, y'all let us know what y'all think about this. I'm down for it. Kimberly's down for it. Larry is not that excited, but that's okay. Because all things are subjective. But link is in the description, and y'all let us know in the comment section below.
Why does the writer look like the prettier sister of Hilary Swank?
You should have said that when you had the mic, man.
Hillary's beautiful.
Larry, do you watch the show? Euphoria?
I have not. You have told me I should watch it. I haven't watched it yet, but I think I might take your recommendation.
Yeah, man. There's a guy in the show. I'm pretty sure Kim watches Euphoria, correct?
I've seen it. I've seen it. I didn't watch the whole series. Made me a little uncomfortable, but I know, Jacob Elordi, and yeah, for teens, I got new teens in the boys are now teens, and I'm just like, I don't want to know that kids are doing that these days. So I didn't watch the whole thing. But Jacob Elordi, he's really having a moment right now playing Elvis in the Priscilla movie, and I think he's in Saltburn as well. So he's having a moment. Yeah.
Matter of fact, shout out to Elliot with Movie Files. I think he reviewed both of those, but yeah, like you said, this is Jacob Elordi right here. Can any of y'all see him playing Superman? Y'all think he has that jawline? Y'all think he has that structure to
He's
the
a
man
little
to
too
see
pretty for me. There,
too pretty.
you know, Henry Cavill, he's pretty, but he's got this, when he makes that mean face, you're like, oh, oops.
Okay. Okay.
You know,
I don't do that, but okay.
oh no, I'm in trouble. Ooh.
The reason why I asked
But
is
when
that-
Henry Cavill, he's got that grit that he can be the Witcher as well. You know, he's got that tough grit. Jacob Elordi to me just looks like that teen magazine poster you had on your wall, like JTT or so. He's just a little too pretty for me. He makes a great Elvis.
I think you have to explain to the younger audience what a teen magazine is.
Well, that's right. You guys still have Teen Pop. No Hanson on the cover.
Remember Ride On magazine and all that, you know?
But,
These kids don't know. They don't know. They don't know.
I got this from Variety. This is topic number 4. The reason why I was asking is he refused to audition for Superman.
No,
because
we don't want you. That's okay.
He felt it was too dark and calls the Kiss and Boost films ridiculous. I don't want to make them. I mean, I had to read this because he's saying that it's too dark. Like, do y'all know the character that he's playing in Euphoria? That one is dark in itself. But
yeah, what does he mean by that?
He might not want to get typecast, though. That might be it. He doesn't want to get typecast as sort of like a dark character.
Jacob Elordi revealed in a new interview with GQ magazine that he turned down a request to audition for Superman. While the actor did not name the specific superhero movie project, it's likely he was referring to James Gunn's 2025 tentpole Superman Legacy, as the film went through casting in the spring and summer months. David Cornsweet was announced in June to fulfill the role. Elordi told GQ that he doesn't see himself in a superhero film anytime soon. I've always been told to say a rounded answer or my agent will get mad at me. Anything can happen, he said. And obviously anything can happen. But at this stage of my life, I don't see myself having any interest in that. I like to make what I would watch, and I get very restless watching those movies. I'm supposed to finish with never say never, he added, about how to answer questions about superhero movie. Well, they asked me to read for Superman. That was immediately, no, thank you. That's too much. That's too dark for me. And it goes on to talk about other projects that he's in. That's just wild to me for him to say that it's too dark. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm not like, damn, Jacob Elordi not gonna be Superman. That would have been perfect. I'm not over here saying that, but I'm very shocked to hear him say this. Maybe that's just his negotiation tactic for the future, or he just trying to have his chest poked out. Kim, does that make sense to you?
I mean, what I did see of Euphoria, he was that's so dark. So maybe Euphoria was as dark as he wants to get, and in that respect, I can understand that because he played a really good a-hole. Almost too good. But I'm like, what version was dark? I don't know. But then again, we don't know what script he read, or we don't know what synopsis he was given. It might have been a synopsis or a script that we haven't seen that wanted to go places with Superman that we haven't even been able to say, hey, whoa, this is dark. So I think we can't judge completely because we don't know what he was offered. And when you're in the room to read whatever sides he was given, we don't know what scene he was given to read. When you're asked to read and you get your sides and you're like, oh, what part of the movie is this? So I can see him getting pigeonholed and deciding, you know, he doesn't want to do Kissing Booth because it's like that teen YA, you know, young adult drama, and he doesn't want to continue to play the a-hole. So I can understand that, but I imagine he got a script that we haven't seen. That's why I think he said that.
Okay. Larry, how you feeling about his comments?
I mean, I don't know how dark it could be. I mean, what is Superman doing? Eating like Kryptonian kids' hearts or something? I mean, I can't imagine how dark Superman can be.
Right.
I mean, come on. I mean, we've seen some dark stuff in the comics with the boys, and Marvel gets a little dark sometimes, but I mean, Superman, DC? Come on, man. That's like bubblegum, cotton candy type stuff.
Yeah.
But as far as like his comments, I mean, I don't think you want to call a production company's projects ridiculous. You never know when you might need one of their projects to come through for the win on you. And I think his agent should have been, his PR people should have been in like crisis mode. Like, hold on, wait a minute, let's roll that back a little bit. He didn't mean that. He meant their comedies are ridiculous, and he loves laughing at them. Something he should have just been like,
Right.
you know,
Right,
like
right.
I'm not interested in their current projects, but I hope we can work together in the future as they grow and their audience grows and matures, just like I am as an artist. And then let it go.
This is why being a PR, like PR firms exist.
Yeah.
I mean, because the stuff that comes out of some people's mouth, man. If I was Terrence Howard's people, I would have told him, let's not talk about your paycheck from a low budget film that everyone made. Nobody on Hustle and Flow made more than $12,000. So this is why you should listen to your PR firm.
Yeah. Agree, but y'all guys, y'all let us know what y'all think about this, man. Mr. Lordy here, Mr. Euphoria, saying the Superman is too dark and he don't want to make it immediately. No, and all this. Is he blowing smoke, or is he for real? Is he, you know, is this some type of negotiation tactic for the future? What's he smoking on? Y'all let us know in the comment section whether you watch this via live or in the replay. And again, there's a link to that in the description box below for y'all to read at your own leisure. Larry, I got a question for you, sir.
Oh, go ahead.
Are you ready to talk about some Marvel?
Yeah, man, let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Here we go. Marvel.
Canvas.
Avengers! Assemble.
Canvas.
Next topic, Super Duper 27, coming from Screen Rant. Tom Hardy shares new Venom 3 set photo as filming starts again. Tom Hardy shares a new Venom 3 set photo in the costume of Eddie Brock as filming starts back after the SAG strike ended. Sony's Venom 3 starts filming again after the strike concludes, and Tom Hardy shares a new photo from the Marvel to celebrate. Venom 3 was confirmed by Sony in spring 2022 and started filming in 2023 prior to the strike, but production paused while the actors union renegotiated their contract. In this film, Hardy returns as Eddie Brock, joining other members of the Venom 3 cast, which includes newcomers to the franchise Juno Temple and Chiwetel Ejiofor. And here is the picture that Tom Hardy shared on Instagram. They're taking things back on set. He seems pretty excited about it. I am not.
Is he drinking an Amstel Light?
I think you're right. I think he made the intros, no man.
Either he is or Eddie is.
Yes, yes. Larry, do you share his enthusiasm for you know, the show and not the show, but the movie coming back and all that? Are you excited for Venom 3? How you feeling, sir?
I'm going to get to that. I just have to say that intro was almost perfect, okay. But how are you going to make a Marvel intro and you don't have Howard the Duck in there?
Larry, answer stay on the topic.
How is it? We need Howard the Duck in every Marvel anything. All right.
Larry, can I borrow you for Thanksgiving dinner? Because I don't think we're going to have any fights this year, but I just kind of want you to come over and stir the pot. If you come over, some greens are going to end up on the wall. I just know it. So please come through.
Yeah.
Auntie, no one don't say. You know, you just talked to her and said that. You know, Auntie.
You bring the chitterlings. We'll have the greens, and it'll get on and popping because you're gonna start a fight. I love you, Larry. I'm just kidding. I love you.
I love Venom, and I'm looking forward to it all day, every day. I'm looking forward to it, and I am. But it's still with Sony, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I want this to come over to Disney, you know. Yeah. So I want them to come over to Disney. I want Spider-Man to be over at Disney full time, the Hulk, all of it, you know.
Agree.
So, yeah.
Okay. I Venom. No, I don't. This whole Spider-Verse thing, and they got a Madam Web trailer. We're gonna be talking about her in a second, but I don't care. The first Venom was okay. It was good. Second Venom, I can't even say the word Venom. Second Venom sucked ass.
Venom.
At a
I
minute,
didn't like it. Kim, are you excited about this? Them, picking filming back up. You want to see this? Where you at?
Guys, I love Venom.
Oh,
I love Venom. I love Venom, and
wait,
I think
this movie.
I really love Venom. I really do. I love all the movies. I had a lot of fun with them. I think it's one thing I love from the set photo is you get the best performances out of people when they're having fun playing them. And I think Tom Hardy, he's such an incredible actor, and he's done so many. He's that actor that I don't know if he scares himself, but sometimes he scares me. Like, he goes so deep. Like, he really does. Like, he's one of those actors, he goes there. But I think he's having so much fun, and we feel that in the fan community. When you had fun shooting it, it's contagious. And he looks like, for me, the Venom films, I don't take them too seriously. I really look at them for a good time. I have 3 boys in my life who are now teenagers. For us, it's just a good time in the theater. It's not too deep. I mean, Marvel, don't get me wrong, like the Avengers, all the Marvel movies had me in tears, had me shouting. Like, I take that very seriously. But Venom for me is just fun. And I love Venom's attitude. I love how funny he is. He can't help but to bite people's heads off. I just really love Venom. And Tom Hardy, you gotta love this dude. You gotta love him. He looks like he's having fun. And I think whatever they had a misstep in Venom 2, I really believe they're gonna course correct in 3. So I'm actually excited.
Can we get more Mrs. Chin too?
She's so dope. I love her.
She is.
Well, I'm glad y'all like it and they're excited. Well, Kim is excited. I don't share the same enthusiasm, but it's all good. It's all good.
What would make you feel enthusiastic about it?
If they canceled it and the rights to Marvel. Yeah, I'm over the whole Sonyverse thing. It's just not working out for me. But Kim, when the movie comes out and when you see it, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're doing that same dance right there in the theater while you're watching it. But y'all let us know what y'all think in the replay. I mean, in the chat, whether you're watching via live or in the replay. And there's a link to this in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. But now we are away from the Sonyverse. We're really into Marvel right now. We got to talk about this box office for the Marvels. Please, Louise, it is in the dumpster. It is in the trash. This is horrible, horrible, horrible box office for this film. This is Deadline real quick. Yeah, not talking about the Hunger Games, but the Marvel suffers worst MCU second drop. This is awful. It made 40-something million the first weekend. But after the Marvels posted a franchise low for the Marvel Cinematic Universe of 46.1 million. Why are they throwing that in there? That didn't throw me off. But anyway, the movie didn't make no money. The budget was $200. The budget was $220 million. And it made 46 million the first weekend. Do y'all know how much money it made the second weekend?
I don't know. 12, 18, 46, something low.
Oh, it's pretty trash. I got it right here on Box Office Mojo. $10 million second weekend.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, 78% drop. This is a historical low for the MCU. This is the worst opening.
Oh,
this is the worst second weekend.
Is that worldwide or US?
Yeah. Right now, 65 is US. 161 right now is worldwide. This thing may not even make 300 million worldwide, and that's horrible.
Wow.
Why don't y'all go see it, Kimberly, Larry? Why don't y'all help the box office? I didn't pay for it either. So it's
let me tell you.
Go ahead, Kill.
Maine. Look, Maine.
See, Terrence? There you go.
See? Here's the thing. When it comes to Marvel, I am sticking with what I said. a few years ago was that after Endgame, they should have taken a 2-year break. No shows, no movies, no news of what's happening. Make us miss you. Make us miss you. And then come back. They overloaded us. I am sad to say that I have always been a day one. Auntie Kim, me and my nephews, I have always been you guys meet me at the theater. I will sit in the rain. I'm the one out there with a beach chair and a book hours before to make sure day one we get the best seats. I have never missed a Marvel premiere. I have not seen this movie.
Yeah.
And I don't feel bad. It makes me sad that I wasn't running to see it because they've overloaded us. I always said they should take a break, and I feel like it's in, I don't know what kind of, it's greed, and it's not insecurity, it's just greed. Take 2 years off after Endgame. That was such an amazing finale. Take a break. But with the show, don't get me wrong, Kamala Khan, I'm most disappointed in this film because I am excited about this young lady. I'm excited about her storyline. I love her show. She just captures being a teenager just so well. And with her powers, I think she's a great addition to Marvel. But again, I would have liked a gap in time between all of the stories because it's too freaking much. I wasn't excited. First Marvel film I did not see day one, and that I haven't seen at all. I've never had this happen. Even stuff that I wasn't like super excited about, I was still like day one. I'm sad to say I haven't seen this, and I really don't mind. I'll see it on Disney Plus, I guess. I'm disappointed. I'm super disappointed. They should have taken a break. They drowned us.
This is true. We've had 5 properties this year so far. When
Too much.
What If drops next month, that'll be 6. Larry, what would it take for you to go see the Marvels in theaters in the next week or so to help out the box office, sir? How are you feeling about all this?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to go hang out with family for Thanksgiving. So maybe I'll end up seeing it that weekend or something with my niece. I won't go see it just by myself because, yeah, just not interested like that. But, part of it is I think the Miss Marvel series was cool. They probably should have done a second season before they decided to put her in a movie. And I think they should have done an entire season of, for Monica Rambeau. It's like she was a secondary character in WandaVision, and she got her powers at the end of the movie, and then we haven't really seen her since, and then now she pops up here. And I feel like we need to get to know her. We need to get to understand who she is, what she can do, and we need to have time to get to know these characters, to really get invested in them and to like them and care about them before we go to the movies and see them. And I don't feel like they did that. And even with Miss Marvel, it's like, I don't feel like they did that before they did the Miss Marvel movie, and the Miss Marvel movie wasn't very well received. And right. I think they should do that with all of these characters. They should do that with, I think they should go back to the series and they should do another second season of Miss Marvel. They should do a first season of for Monica Rambeau. They should do a second season or an original, with what's her name from what's the chick that has with the Jeremy Renner movie series?
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop, yes. They should do another season of her, with just her. And I mean, they can, if they want to mix them up in there, then do so. But I feel like we need to get to know these characters. And I think they just think like, oh, if we just put out shows or we just put out movies with these superhero characters, people will just love them like they did with the original Avengers. And that's not the case. People grew up with Iron Man. People grew up, with
that was 11 years of our lives.
Yeah, not even just that, but before that, I mean, those comics were so old. People's parents were reading those comics. People's parents were handing their kids, in some cases, their grandkids, those comics to read. Those things, those were characters that were like cultural icons. These are new characters that the vast majority of people just don't know. And you have to give us an opportunity to know them. and we don't. I mean, I don't know a whole lot about Monica Rambeau. You know, I've read some comics with her. She's cool, but I don't know her. You know, I don't know her like I know Black Panther. You know, I don't know her like I know the Hulk. You know, yeah. I want to know these characters, and in order to really care about them and to want to go see them, you need to know them, and we don't know them.
Right on. Well, y'all let us know what y'all think about this. This movie is not making any money at all. Unfortunately, it's bombing at the box office. It's the worst Marvel has ever done, and I'm really curious to see what that worldwide total is going to be. But you let us know in the comment section whether you watched this video live in the replay, if you saw the movie, and if you did not see the movie, why didn't you see it? Is it for the same reasons as myself, Kim, or Larry, or do you have completely different reasons for yourself? But let's move on. Let's move on to the first trailer that we're going to be watching today. This is for Madam Web. Have any of you seen this trailer yet? You have seen it, Kimberly? What about you?
I haven't
seen it. You
haven't. What is it called again?
It's called Madam Web. Madam Web.
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay. Well, if y'all are interested, I did have my own separate reaction for it on my channel. If you guys want to go check that out at your own leisure, you can see my facial expression. That's pretty much what I thought about it. But let's see what Larry thought about it. If this is going to be, you know, his most anticipated film of next year. But here's the Madam Web trailer.
Why do you care for me?
Hey, come on, get your stuff. Let's go.
Let's try that again.
A week ago, I spent my life racing against time. I'm gonna help you out today, okay? Trying to save people who were running out of it. Until one moment changed everything.
Come on! Welcome back to the land of the living.
I don't understand what's happening. I've been having visions. I knew he was gonna die. I think I'm seeing the future.
New York City's a whole new level of crazy these days.
What do you want from me?
Sorry, guys, I gotta turn it off because I'm getting a warning from YouTube that I may lose my stream. So if it goes off, don't leave, guys. It'll be back. But I had to cut off the trailer. Larry, what did you think about that so far? Does that pique your interest at all, or? You know,
no, it looked good. It looked like it looked more just like a thriller than it did a superhero movie or story. It just seemed like just a thriller, which is cool. I like that. You know, when you first said Madam Web, I thought, oh my God, are we gonna have just some Spider-Man derivative? I was just like, but as I watched it, I was like, this seems like it's gonna be very, very cool. I like it. You know, I don't know why they call it Madam Web.
Well,
it doesn't.
You need to see the rest of it.
Oh, geez,
man,
okay.
I really wish I can show it because yeah,
man, YouTube.
I hate YouTube. There's some timing. Yeah, man, check out the rest when you can. I just don't want the stream to die because, you know, then at least 50, 60 people will bounce. But I'm waiting. I can't wait for the green to come back because it's still yellow over here. But I am not. This is not what I'm familiar with at all when it comes to Madam Web. I don't want a film focused on her or it or her entities. I want my real Spider-Man. And the tone of the trailer, it seemed like it could be okay if it would just call something else. Like, let's just say I didn't know the name of that movie. I didn't know nothing about Spider-Man. I just saw a trailer. I'd be like, you know what? That doesn't look too bad. You know, the whole clairvoyant thing. But knowing that it's connected to Spider-Man and the desperation behind Sony, it just really clocks me out, and I'm just not interested. So, but Kim, you was like, you got to see the rest of it. So I imagine that you're not really feeling it yourself either, correct?
I'm 50-50 to be honest with you. I just I'm not against Dakota. What's her name?
Dakota Johnson.
Thank you, Dakota Johnson. I'm not against her. It's just I got a lot. I like to listen like closely, and just the voiceover of the exposition, like it sounded very I don't know, like a bad podcast. It was like, I used to have visions. Well, here I am. I'm fighting. Like, come on, man. Like it didn't sound very like I wanted her to just feel a little bit more raspy, a little bit more tough. She walked in there with her red jacket and was just, I'm just gonna come in here and I'm just gonna, do this. I wanted her to be a little bit a little harder, I know Madam Web's supposed to, as a clairvoyant, she's supposed to be, the sage, very wise. And I know this is kind of before she loses, her sight, I believe, and becomes, quadriplegic. But I just wanted her to be a little tougher. And the rest of the trailer is fine. It just, I don't know. I love Adam Scott. I wasn't sold. I feel like I wanted it to be more hardcore. I wanted there to be more edge, and her voiceover, God, it was like listening to Beyonce do freaking Lion King. It was a terrible voice. Like, it just didn't sound as hard as I want it to be. Like, I want Madam Web to just be like, this is something crazy. I can see the future. What's happening? But instead, it sounded like she was reading. Oh my gosh, I see things. Like, come on, man. I just want a little bit more edge from what I saw. And the 3 girls are fine. The teen girls, that's totally fine. I have to see trailer number 2 to really grasp that. I just saw a lot of spiderness. Obviously they're supposed to be different, Spider Girls or, but it's not as gritty as I want it to be. I was really excited for this film. Like I'm very excited for the film itself. But so far, it's missing the grit that I want. Really missing the grit. I want her to be a little Beth Dutton. I want her to be a little hardcore,
Yeah.
Why can't we just get a Defenders movie? Why do they have to keep going all over the place? Just give us Luke Cage, Jessica Jones.
That'd be great.
It's coming.
Cast a new Danny Rand.
We're gonna talk about that later. But Larry, once you get a chance to check the full thing out, when YouTube isn't tripping, DM me. Let me know. But guys, y'all let me know as well what y'all think about this. I don't know why I was able to, YouTube didn't take away, my rights when I did it by myself, but they tripping right now. So yeah. I mean, my face, that's pretty much how I felt about it. But y'all let us know how y'all feel about the Madam Web trailer. In my opinion, it stinks. I don't like it. But let's move on to something a bit more interesting, something that I am interested in, something that looks off the chain. And Kim, have you seen the What If trailer? What If?
I haven't. I have not seen What If season 2 trailer. No.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and check that out as well. Yeah. I think Larry had to go to the bathroom. Okay.
No, I'm here. I have a little sniffle or something, and something set my allergies off, so I just didn't want to blow my nose on camera.
I appreciate it. That's what's up.
Thank you.
Larry, have you seen the What If? Have you seen What If season 2 trailer?
I have not, but I'm looking forward to it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
This kid puts on quite a show.
I have eyes on the target. He does not look all that threatening.
Looks can be deceiving, Your Highness.
Are you sure you do not want any backup?
No, I'm great with kids.
You thought the story was over. But it was only just beginning. I don't do sequels, normally. But things have gotten a little twisted in the multiverse.
Who is this handsome dog?
for a long time. Time. Just be careful. I don't think I can bear to narrate what might happen next.
Darcy, we got a code red. The Avengers Tower's been overtaken.
On Christmas? What is this, Con Air? No, wait, Under Siege? No. Oh, that's not it.
Hey, John McClane, focus!
Yes.
Nice. 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 Yes. Yes.
Cam, let us have it. Where you at, Cam?
Yes. I love it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I really love it. Oh man. I'm telling you, I really enjoyed season 1 of What If. The only thing I didn't like was the Watcher being totally involved. You know, I would have preferred he stayed watching. But you know what? The only venue that I want to see these other, you know, mismatched, switched up stories is animation. I think it's a perfect vehicle to tell the stories in this way. That I happy. Just go and let's come on, John. I love it. And I love Darcy. Oh my gosh, she's like one of my favorites. This has got me really excited and just in time for the holidays. I know last year it was all about Hawkeye, you know, and you know, kind of being the holiday Marvel show. I'm really excited that I'll be able to enjoy this with the holidays and with the kids over, and it looks dope. I'm excited.
Nice. Larry, do you share the same amount of enthusiasm as Miss Kimberly?
Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, man. It does. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's almost like the Marvel people said, let's actually listen to what all the fanboys are saying and then make something just for them. You know, like who cares if everybody else hates it? Let's make it just for them, and that's it. We're not going to worry about performance of the series. We're just going to do it, have a good time. Writers go buck wild with it, and that's what it feels like. And it seems like it's just going to be great. It really does. It just seems like it's going to be great. I love that we get to see Killmonger in there.
Yes.
I don't know who the native chick was. Who was the native woman that was in there?
That is a new character that they're making up. She's not in the comics. They're just making her up from scratch.
Okay.
And so,
was that the dragon from Shang-Chi?
That was
the dragon from Shang-Chi?
Well, I saw Shang-Chi in there. It looked like he was throwing his rings.
Oh, I couldn't see. Oh, okay. I missed that. I was like, there's a dragon, but I'm excited.
Is that Loki?
No, what I'm looking forward to is the 10 Rings people here fighting Odin.
Is that Odin? Why does he look like he has he looks like he has Loki's headgear on?
Doesn't he though?
Well, because they're from the same clan. They're both Asgardian, so they would.
But Loki's is part of the ice giant people, isn't he?
In the MCU he is, but in the comics he's Asgardian. And in the MCU he's actually a frost giant. But is this who you're talking about, Larry, right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a new character that they're making up.
Okay.
You know, so I don't know anything about her. So this is
Doctor Strange. I've been looking for you, like he's a multi-dimensional stalker.
Yeah,
you know.
And I am woman. I like it. I love it.
I am glad that Killmonger's back too, though. He
never left. He's always been in our hearts. Killmonger, the true and rightful ruler of Wakanda.
You remember what happened to him at the end of season 1? He was frozen in that little globe thing. I remember Larry, you know, he had some opinions about this. He said, "Why the black brother got to be locked up in time?" And I was like, "Yeah, you kind of got a point there." But I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this right here. So, you know, I got my own separate reaction too, like my initial reaction. If you guys want to check that out, see, this is how I was feeling with Madam Web, but this is how I was feeling with What If. And so, if y'all want my initial breakdown, and I'm smiling and having a good time, check that out, man. Link is in the description. But I can't wait for this. Also, what's cool is this is not a week-to-week thing, and they're not dropping it all at once. They're dropping one episode, one per day, 9 days in a row.
Ooh,
so that's
gonna be fun though.
Like what do they call those calendar advent? It's like an advent calendar.
Yep.
I like that.
That's fun.
This native girl, that character, when is she coming out?
What do you mean, when's she coming out?
When's her story coming out?
It's coming out with the show.
I mean, her real story, not just the what if joint. I mean, I know that she's.
Oh, like will they have a comic of her?
Yeah, and what's his name gonna do? I know what's his name. What is it? Tahiti Wakiti or whatever his name is. I know he said he was done. Yeah, he said he was done with the MCU, or if they want to see other people. But you think he's gonna come back and do this? Because he's native.
We're gonna talk about that next. But as far as her is concerned, Marvel introduces new Native American superhero, and what if season 2? What is her name? Kahori, a young Mohawk woman, will make her debut in an episode that explores an alternate reality where the Tesseract lands in the sovereign, I don't even know how, Haudenosaunee Confederacy. The Tesseract is a powerful object in the MCU. So, man, if they get a hold of that, they're going to be pretty powerful. But yeah, I don't know all about her, man. Yeah, me too.
Oh.
Man, the Native Americans have so much folklore, man. I mean, those stories could just be so much fun.
Yeah, they could be. So, yeah, man, December is going down. We're gonna get some Native Americans. We're gonna get a little bit of everything. So, y'all let us know what y'all think about that in that comment section below. We're done to know. And Larry, you were just talking about Taika Waititi. He's literally the next topic right here. Of course, he directed Thor Ragnarok and Thor 4 Love and Thunder. Will he direct Thor 5? Let's talk about it. This is next topic for Super Duper number 27. This is coming from Variety as well. Taika Waititi says, I won't be involved in Thor 5 anytime soon. If Marvel wants to see other people, I'm happy for that. Taika Waititi told Business Insider while promoting his new sports comedy Next Goes Wins that he won't be involved in Thor movie, at least not happening anytime soon or the next 6 years or so. I wouldn't know if that's accurate, Waititi said when asked about social media rumors claiming Thor 5 is in development, but not with him as director. I know that I won't be involved. I'm going to concentrate on these other films that I've signed on for. What else did he say? Waititi has a slew of non-Marvel projects that he's currently in development on, including Star Wars movie that he is taking his time to get off the ground. It's still marinating, he said. I've been writing it. There's also more film adaptations that he's going to be making. But I don't know. He just says that he's not going to be back for Thor 5 or anytime soon. I would never feel like they are cheating on me, Waititi added, noting he'd have no ill will if Marvel goes ahead and hires another writer, director for a 5th Thor movie. We're in an open relationship, and it's like if they want to see other people, I'm happy for that. I still get back in bed with them one day. I've got to be careful how I word that because I have no idea what's happening in the next phase. Oh, that's Hemsworth. But Larry, how are you feeling about this, man? Did you like Thor 4, Thor Love and Thunder? Do you like Taika Waititi as a director? Do you want him to come back, or do you like, oh, get rid of him? He sucks. I don't like him. How you feeling?
I mean, his language, he sounds like he's into polyamory or something, you know, but I don't know. I mean, you know, I get it. I mean, you have other stuff you want to do, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I feel like it's although certain people do things really, really well, sometimes stepping away for a while and then coming back to it can really help out when you come back. Because sometimes things get stale, you get locked into a certain formula. People expect certain things from you, and when you can step away and do other stuff, then when you come back, sometimes you have a fresh take. Sometimes you look at what other people did and you're like, oh, I really like that. I want to play with that, you know? And I don't think he's done with the MCU. I think we'll see him back again. It just may be a while, and that's okay. There's enough going on in the MCU that we can have other people come in and play. Like I've said before, and I think they should do like a nationwide like director search. They should go to all the top film schools, go to SC school, go to NYU, go to American University, go to all the big schools that have big film programs and find the best people. Or do like I think I said this in our thread that the rest of y'all are privy to, but I was saying that they should do like a Project Greenlight thing like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon did, where you basically have a show and you find people you have people submit their films, their short films, and then you pick the best directors, and then you narrow it down even more, and then the top people, you give them their projects. You say, okay, you're the top people. I'm going to give you this project. Here's your $200 million. Go make something great. You know, I want to see some new blood out there. I want to see people really, really do something different.
Ken, where you at on this?
I agree with you, Larry. You know, Taika Waititi, there's a film, it's still, I think it still hasn't left Netflix, called Hunt for the Wilder People. If you guys haven't seen it, please watch it. I truly believe that is where he shines. If you watch that movie, you will be like, yep, this is perfect for him. I think he's a great director for a certain type of film. Initially, his humor in Thor, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. This is too funny. I think we've all talked about this. Thor 4 was like at a funeral when you're trying to lighten the mood, but then you don't stop making jokes. And it's like, okay, that's enough jokes. Time to feel our feelings. That's how I feel about Taika Waititi. I don't think the MCU is great for him. I actually think with the comedy that Kamala Khan brings, I think he would do great for Miss Marvel, possibly. And I know they have guest directors, you know, maybe not every episode is the same director. I would love to see him direct an episode of Miss Marvel. I think his type of comedy he has this super sarcastic but heartwarming edge to his comedy. And the beautiful people of New Zealand, they have such a they're like the Brits. They have such a specific type of humor. And if you guys see Hunt for the Wilder People, even not Dark Shadow, What We Do in the Shadows, you understand Taika's sense of humor. I think it only goes in the MCU so far, and it definitely doesn't go to 2 back-to-back movies. I'll tell you that. He's great in a certain lane. He's phenomenal in a certain lane. I don't really want to see him anymore in the MCU. If he was guest writing, if he was co-writing with someone to add that type of humor, that would be fantastic. But it's a little bit too much for me. So I say, you know what? I think it's great that he has a wonderful attitude, that Marvel is going to experiment with other people. Look, I love Kenneth Branagh. I think he does great with the Thor films. And I think maybe a different producer, possibly, just to kind of keep the comedy of Thor. Because as we've seen, Chris Hemsworth, he is such a surprise comedic actor, right? We think he's just the pretty boy that brings the muscle. He's great. Excuse me. He's so funny. But I just, Taika, I'm so glad you have a good attitude, because I think we're like, take it out.
I think he would have been great. I think he'd be great for She-Hulk. Oh, somebody just said that too. He would have been great, I think, for She-Hulk.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. My 2 cents on this is if he doesn't want to be back for Thor 5, hey, that is perfectly fine with me. If he was coming back, I would be disappointed. Because while Thor 3 Ragnarok is the best Thor film, I still had a couple of issues with it. And then with Thor Love and Thunder, I mean, I liked it when I first saw it, but the more I think about it, and when I saw it again, it just puts a bad taste on my mouth. It was just too goofy, too silly. You know, the way that they introduced the Norse gods and all that with Russell Crowe, that was just ridiculous.
It was almost like a Monty Python Marvel movie. Is what it felt like.
So I'll pass. I want Sam Hargrave to come back to direct Thor 5. Y'all know who Sam Hargrave is?
Mm-hmm.
The guy that did Extinction with Chris Hemsworth. And so they have a great working relationship together. So I think he would be perfect. You know, nobody better would be, you know, nobody could do it better than Sam Hargrave, in my opinion. But you guys let me know what y'all think about that as well. What's up, Larry, real quick?
You know, Kimberly was saying that it seemed almost like a Monty Python type of Thor movie. And I think that's fine. You could do a sort of slapstick Monty Python airplane, sort of movie like that. But you have to fully embrace it. You can't like kind of halfway do that. If you're going to make it slapstick and make it silly and over the top comedic, then do it. I think people will be fine with it if you do it.
He did.
I don't think they embraced it like that, though. I think you have to go really full board with it. I think you just have to say, this is not going to be like the others. We're going to go and just have straight ridiculousness with it. And I think if you do that, people will be okay with it.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Larry. I do appreciate it. And let's move on to the next one right here. Staying on this fantastic Marvel content, promising comments from these creators right here on the new Daredevil property that we're going to be getting. This is coming from The Wrap. And when you read the headline, it may seem like common sense, but I'm going to give my comments on it, of course. New Daredevil directors say they're at day 0 on the series. We're consuming all the possible material. We're just making our new stew of information nice and thick. Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead tell The Wrap. Now, when I initially read that, I was like, what the hell? That's common sense. But it made a little bit more sense, when I got into it. With both the WGA and SAG action strikes officially over, productions are quickly getting back underway. But for those wondering about Marvel's Daredevil Born Again series, well, it's still a ways out, according to the new series director. That's Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. They're going to be directing 18 episodes. It was also a part of the finale for Loki season 2. We have the best answer for you. So you see the space we're in right now. This is our office. And we just found out we have an office about 45 minutes ago, Benson joked. And that's where we're at Daredevil. Speaking more seriously, Moorhead noted that at this point, they are still building their foundation and they're looking at more than just the footage that has already been shot. It's day 0, he explained. We're currently just consuming Daredevil content, not just the Netflix show, but all of the possible material. We're just making our stew and information nice and thick. Kimberly, we haven't talked about this, but they were a little less than halfway done with the production of Daredevil, the 18 episodes. Kevin Feige kind of saw what they was making, said, this is a bunch of crap. This sucks. Let's basically start over. And so they really couldn't do anything with the strikes, but now they're going over everything. Does this give you any type of hope? Does this scare you? I mean, how are you feeling? How are you feeling so far about the development of this franchise, and does it seem promising or not to you?
This is a great example of how, again, greed and the deals that get made. There's some things you cannot recreate with the same energy, and it's energy. It is an amalgamation of the synergy between the writers and the producers and the actors and the directors that makes it magic, right? So it's magic right then and there. It's magic. When Daredevil was on Netflix, that was magic. When you start bringing in, it's like being in a band. When you bring in a new bass player and a new drum player and you want that same magic as the first 2 years that you were on tour, had your first album, it's just not going to be the same energy. It's really hard to take a show that did so well and was so brilliant and then freaking try to redo it Disney style. I'm sorry. There was a level of grit that Netflix could offer that you just can't. I don't care how edgy you promised you're going to be on Disney. Disney's mainly for kids. I mean, we're pushing it with Marvel stuff, and they're really pushing it with some other stuff, but you cannot bring the grit that you had on Netflix, and they're having such a terrible time retooling the show. I think I hate that they made that deal. They axed Jessica Jones. I hate what they did with Luke Cage. I hate that they cut all that off to try to recreate this on Disney. It's a bad idea. You should have left the deal where it was, or you should have had, I don't know, Disney After Dark or something where you have to have a passcode to watch it because we're not going to change the formula. I'm sorry, you can't Disneyfy this. That's why you had to scrap. You know how much money it is to get halfway through a series and have to scrap it? That is so much money down the toilet. And I like that they're making their stew nice and thick, but I'm sorry, you're just not going to have the same magic. And whatever they come out with, either it's going to be one of two things. It's going to suck terribly, or it's going to be really brilliant. And I really think it's going to suck because one of the things that made it so great on Netflix was the grit and the blood and the punching and the kicking and the hallway fights that were like, oh, damn. You're not going to have any, oh, damn moments on Disney. Leave it alone.
Larry, where you at, sir?
Didn't we have like a couple of years ago during the pandemic? Wasn't there something where Disney said they were going to have a separate platform that was going to be more adult content, not adult like naked, booty stuff, but like just more mature content?
I don't think so.
I could have swore they did it.
They did say it was going to be some sort of I keep saying Disney After Dark because I think that was a thing if I remember correctly. But yeah, they did say that, Larry. They did. And I don't know how they're going to do that. They were talking about
all their different properties. They were talking about like the whatever the Disney thing is called, and with their people in India, they had a separate thing there, and they had some other folks, and they were talking about this was going to be a place where there was going to be more mature content that was going to live with the Disney Plus, sort of universe there. And I'm thinking to myself, like, sometimes you just have to put stuff in a separate place where the kids aren't going to necessarily go and find it, and like you were saying, like you can't put Jessica Jones on Disney Plus and keep it real. How are you going to do The Punisher and keep it real?
Yes, you can. That's what you got the parental controls for.
Yeah, but that's the problem, though. People don't always turn those on. Then they get mad at the platform. I didn't know this was on there. Well, you need to watch some stuff. Like if I'm going to show my niece something, I preview everything that I'm going to show her before I watch it. Like I was looking at Blue Eye Samurai. I was like, oh, she might like this. She loves Japanese anime. I watched 5 minutes. Was like, hell to the no. She will never see this. She might not even see this when she's a grown woman. I was
That's kind of new. Like, Chapik did put the parental controls on there. So that's why we got some of the X-Men movies and the Netflix Daredevil stuff on Disney Plus now. But when the Echo trailer just dropped a couple of weeks ago, at the end, it did say, hey, set your parental controls to MA, TV MA to get the real deal. And so this is like, this is new to them. This is the first time that they're producing material that's going to be rated R at MA. And I think it's going to work out. So
I will say this.
Saying earlier.
I will say this. I'm glad that they've decided to reshoot everything and redo it. It says it inspires confidence that the series is going to be good, because oftentimes what happens, they'll just say, okay, well, let's just try and retool it. Let's try and fix it in post. We'll do some reshoots and try and work it out. And the fact that they're just saying, no, let's just start again.
I do agree with you there.
It tells me it's probably what we're going to get in the end is probably going to be pretty good.
Okay. Well, y'all let us know what y'all think about this. Link is in the description. It seems like they're taking this serious, and that can be a good thing. Hopefully it just pays off. But, like Larry just said, I'm glad that they're realizing the mistakes they're making and trying to start over and right the ship, because can't have any more poo-poo series like She-Hulk and Secret Invasion, because that's just not going to work. What does work is this next topic right here, Loki season 2. Larry, Kim, that y'all, Larry, I know you finished it. Kim, you still ain't checked it out yet, have you?
And it's not because I wasn't excited. It's because I know I'll have some time to really watch some stuff soon. And I really I loved season 1 so much. I really did. And every episode had me like on edge. I really wanted to wait and be able to binge this. And that's the only reason why I haven't seen it. I really love and believe in Loki and the writers. I love what they did with season 1. I just really wanted to binge this one. That's the only reason I waited. I've also stayed away from spoilers, if you can believe it. I actually don't know what's happening. So that's the only reason I haven't seen it, is because I like it so much. I just want to binge it. I don't want to have to wait. I'm really excited to see it. So if you want to talk about it, I'll take my headphones off.
We're not gonna spoil anything, but Hiddleston, about the end, he originally stated that the Loki season 2 finale was the conclusion to season 2. It's also the conclusion to season 1 and season 2. It's also a conclusion to 6 films, 12 episodes, and 14 years of his life, which fueled the idea that he was announcing his MCU exit. And with as good as he's been doing in the MCU, it would just be a shame if he didn't come back. But Tom Hiddleston wanted to clarify those statements. This is coming from Screen Rant. Tom Hiddleston clarifies MCU conclusion comments after Loki season 2 finale. Following Loki season 2, Tom Hiddleston is clarifying his comments, and he's talking about how he had a good time. But well, yes, I suppose what I meant, perhaps what I should clarify, is that I feel very satisfied with the finale of season 2 because it seems to contain echoes and resonances of the entire journey. It's almost like a piece of music where in the last episode you hear strains of, you know, whether it is lines of dialogue, we are circling the same themes that I've always circled with Loki. But he's a character who is engaged with ideas of belonging, ideas of identity, ideas of power. That's who he was at the very foot at the beginning in the first Thor film, wondering where he belonged, which family he belonged to, wondering what his role was, and all of this. Thor was destined to be king of Asgard, and who am I? Who is Loki? And who have and I've been asking that question the whole way. Like, who does Loki think he is? Who does he think he is? And who is he really? And then through the series in season 1 and season 2, I think the confrontation with Mobius in the Mirror of Sylvie is another excavation. We go deeper into those ideas. Larry, as far as him asking all those questions of who is Loki and who you want to be and all that, do you feel like those questions was answered at the end of Loki season 2, the finale? And do you think there's room for more storytelling, or do you think they should stop it where it is and not mess it up?
I think there's always more room for story. I mean, that's the beauty of being creative, is that you can take anything and keep moving with it. But yes, I think they answered a lot of questions. I think the whole thing about a glorious burden was answered. You know, it gave
and don't spoil it for Kim, please.
I won't. But
no. Go ahead. Speak freely. Speak freely.
I think it gave Loki it gave him his proper place in the MCU, I think. I mean, in fact, in some levels, like I've said before, I think he became probably the most important character in the MCU right now. And he's been really, really good. But one thing I really liked is like the whole question about where does he fit in as, you know, Thor's destined to be the king of Asgard, and what does that mean for him? There was like a series, I think it was on Netflix or something. It was called the Secret Society of Second-Born Royals. I think that's a question that people often answer. I mean, and it's not even just like with royals. It's sort of like even in regular families, if you are like the eldest or the youngest or a second-born or something, often you're wondering where do you fit in? You know, I'm not the oldest, so maybe I'm not supposed to be the one that sits there and takes care of the mom and the dad or take over the family business. I'm supposed to do something else. So I think these questions can resonate with a lot of people. And this whole idea of a glorious burden, we see that he gets his throne, but at the same time, he gets his throne in such a way that it really is a burden. It's not like he's going to party and have fun all the time, but he's going to hold all of the universes together for all time.
Right on. I'm laughing at Kim's facial expressions too as you're saying that.
You can put it back on.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, she's not listening. Okay. Right. Never, I was saying, I didn't realize that your headphones wasn't on. I thought you was listening, and I saw you looking up. Like, is she trying to piece together the story of what? But you didn't even hear what he said, so it's all. It works out. That's hilarious. But yeah, should the Loki season 2 finale be the end of his MCU arc? You guys let us know in that comment section. Me personally, I want to see more. They ended it well, but I do want to see more. But you guys let us know what you think, because we're dying to know. Got another super chat from Fabric86, $2. Marvel, what if I was Kimberly's baby daddy? Damn. Oh my goodness. I should have read it before I pulled it up. I'm so sorry. Hilarious. But thank you for the super chat, Kim. You got a lot of fans out there, man. You know, y'all, she could be married. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to know what I'm saying, but
are you married, Kim?
I am not.
Oh.
She is not.
You're not married either, are you?
Moving on to the next topic of today, we're going to be talking about Yeun right here. More Why isn't this article working the right way? Come on. I don't know what topic this is.
I think it's Cupid trying to keep you on topic.
Yes, this is coming from Screen Rant. Stephen Yeun's MCU role reportedly confirmed by Invincible comic creator. Now I think he a hoe for doing this. To be honest with you, I don't like it. Yeah, y'all know who Stephen Yeun is, right?
Yeah,
the guy from Walking Dead. Glenn. Let's y'all let me know if y'all can hear this or not. Yeah, hold on. Let me stop the share.
You said he's a hoe for doing this. You're gonna have to finish that sentence.
Yeah.
Like, what's he doing? Was he caught twerking out in the street? Like, what? Is he a hoe?
Can y'all hear this?
You know?
Hold on.
Can't hear it.
No?
I can't hear it.
Okay, hold on.
Why you gotta call my hoe, man?
He said, this hoe right here.
Check this out. Okay,
his hoe self.
let me know if y'all can hear it now.
Okay.
My good friend Stephen Yeun is playing the Sentry in a movie.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. That's coming up. That's
yeah, here.
It's gonna be pretty exciting.
Yeah, he called me. He went in for a costume fitting. I hope I'm not I don't think this is a spoiler or anything that'll get anybody in trouble. I don't know, maybe we'll see. I don't care. I don't work for Marvel. What are they gonna do to me? He called me and he said, I just came back from a costume fitting for the Sentry. I guess I only do superheroes that are yellow and blue. That's a costume fitting and was like, oh crap. I forgot Invincible was yellow and blue.
Yeah, so that's
why my good friend Stephen Yeun is.
That's why I said that because he wants
that guy is a hoe.
Yes, Kirkman. Yes.
Yeah, no, he's a hoe for show.
Yeah, I don't like that. You don't work for the company at all, but you want to spoil the fact that Stephen Yeun is being played as Sentry. I mean, this was speculated months ago, but it wasn't confirmed. So for you to just come out and say this, I just think that's you didn't have to do that. I mean, I want to see I'm excited for the character, but I mean, Larry, how you feeling about this? I don't even know who Sentry is. I got his powers. I got his powers pulled up. Sentry possesses remarkable levels of superhuman strength, speed, and intelligence, as well as invulnerability, enhanced senses, energy projection abilities, and the power of flight. All fuel via absorption of solar radiation and dependent upon his mental state. Now, it is being speculated that this character is going to be making his debut in the new Thunderbolts movie that is going to be coming out, I think, in 2025. But yeah, let me read this right here. Time will tell how the MCU will approach Sentry, but the seeming confirmation of his Thunderbolts introduction will make things very interesting to say the least. Given how powerful Sentry is in the comics, it's highly unlikely that Thunderbolts will be a one and done for Yeun, as he could appear in future MCU stories. Once Thunderbolts finally starts filming, the world may get a look at Yeun as Sentry through the set photos, unless Marvel Studios makes a proper reveal themselves. So the story is just really, Stephen Yeun is going to be playing Sentry, this powerful character, possibly popping up in Thunderbolts, but Robert Kirkman, the guy that doing Invincible, spoiling all the beans. Do you think he's a hoe as well, Larry? Or and how do you feel about the cast in general? Let us know, please, sir.
Yeah, I don't think he's a hoe. I think I mean, you do what you do, right? I mean, like he said, he doesn't work for Marvel. He doesn't have any loyalty towards them. He doesn't, I mean, they brought him on there to talk about what he knows, and so he talked about what he knows. So I mean,
so you think it's cool for him to spoil that?
I think Stephen Yeun should have been more careful about who he said what to. He probably should have told his mans and them, like, hey, this is between me and you. You can't just go talk about sensitive stuff and not put those disclaimers out there like, hey, you can't talk to people about this. It might get me jammed up a little bit, but
I think it goes without saying, but okay.
I mean, people end up knowing about this stuff long before it ever hits the screen. I mean, people start seeing folks at Comic-Con and you start seeing, when they start filming movies in New York City streets and people are taking pictures out of their apartment windows. And I mean, all this stuff ends up coming out anyway. So.
Okay. Kimberly, how are you feeling about the casting of Stephen Yeun as Sentry? almost pretty much confirmed. And also, how you feeling about Kirkman's comments, him spilling the beans and all that?
First of all, Stephen Yeun, when I saw Minari, like, I mean, I love him as Glenn, but Minari, he just took my breath away. And also Beef. If you guys saw Beef with Ali Wong, man, he had me crying. You know, he's so good. Right now, anything he gets cast in, I'm there. I'm there. I mean, I knew he was special as Glenn. I knew he was special on Walking Dead, but he's Oscar material. I know somewhere along in his career, this man is getting an Oscar. He's incredible. And I think his addition to Marvel, I think it makes sense. Some people, I'm like, you're just doing that because they're famous. I think it makes sense. I would love to see him as a superhero. Really like his voice acting, but that guy is a hoe for show. I'm so upset because here's the thing. And we learned this with Tom Tom Holland. Certain things with Marvel, I mean, I know stuff gets leaked, but not everything gets leaked. There's been a lot of things with Marvel where I've sat in the theater and gone, shut up. And I think we all love that shut up moment. And this guy, you don't have to work for Marvel to just be a good person. That's what he did is like. I'll tell you what it's like. It's like having a 10-year-old kid that's having a surprise party. And you're the uncle, you're not the dad. And as the kid's walking in the house, he goes, you know, it's a surprise, right? There's like 30 people here. You know, they're all going to pop out. And it's like, damn it, man. You don't have to be the kid's dad to care that you just spoiled it for everyone, you dick. Right. What a dick move. That really upsets me that guy did. You don't have to work for Marvel to know that the fan community really cares about surprise cameos. It's something that we really love. And that was just, if it doesn't affect his friendship, I agree with you, Larry. Steven, you know Marvel, you know the contracts you signed. You shouldn't have said anything. But this guy is such a jerk for doing that. What a jerk. What a jerk move.
Yes.
Oh, dude. I don't even know your name.
I hear you, but I just really think we were gonna find out about this long before it ever hit the theaters. I just don't think that there was gonna be any secrets.
I didn't know Charlize was in Doctor Strange.
Did anybody care?
I didn't know whether you cared or not. It's still that moment of like, you know, there's still that surprise moment, and we deserve that as fans. I don't care if you care or not. We that's something that you love of Marvel. You love the opening sequence, and you love the secrets. You know, that's what we're here for. And that guy is such a jerk. What a
yes.
You have to be more careful.
2 versus 1. Me and Kim win versus Larry. Ha. No, I'm joking. But
I'm gonna quote Lamont. I'm gonna quote Lamont. You got to be more careful.
Y'all let us know what y'all think about this. How do y'all feel about Stephen Yeun being cast as Sentry in the MCU? And also, how do you feel about Robert Kirkman's comments spilling the beans? I don't like it. Kim doesn't like it. But Larry and Lamont say you got to be more careful. But moving on to the next topic, we got more casting, and this is not necessarily confirmed, but it's looking like it. So much speculation has been going on the past year or so of who is going to fulfill this role of Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four, and we're going to get into it right now. Who went first last time? Who is it? Is it Kim's turn or Larry's turn?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Next topic of the day. Larry, have you heard this casting about Reed Richards? I'm gonna see how you feel about it. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Mr. Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal, circling Fantastic Four to play Reed Richards. What is going on? Sources say scheduling is a factor whether the deal will work out, and the current status of the talks is unclear. Marvel had no comment. The genre-centric journalist David Richmond first reported the news of Pascal's casting on his Patreon account. Pedro Pascal, it just goes on for more than a year. Everybody's been speculating as far as you know, who's going to fulfill the role. But yeah, he's in The Last of Us, HBO, also The Mandalorian. He's also filming Ridley Scott's Gladiator 2. So some people are saying like he may not even have time to fulfill the role. But I will go ahead and say this, man. I like Pedro Pascal. I like him a lot. Fantastic actor, fantastic entertainer. I mean, I haven't seen anything that he's done that I did not like. But is he a good fit for Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic and the Fantastic Four? It's not my first choice. And to be honest, I mean, people are going to talk about the race bending. They've been talking about that and how it's, you know, if it's not pivotal to the character, it doesn't matter. I'm just used to Reed Richards being a white man. And
I mean,
or at least
but his
looking
wife was always a white woman, and they cast Jessica Alba.
That's completely, that don't got nothing to do with this.
I mean, but you're talking about race bending. I mean, she's Mexican.
She looks white though. She passes for white. He don't pass for white to me. And you know, those movies wasn't that received well anyway. No, I'm not gonna throw tomatoes. No, I'm not gonna throw tomatoes or fruit at the screen, but you know, if Pedro Pascal is cast, I think he'll be great. But you know, if it was up to me, I would pick somebody else. Larry, are you cool with Pedro as Reed Richards, or do you who do you want? Jessica Alba as Reed Richards? Who do you want to be cast? Or how you feel about him being cast? Will you be satisfied if Pedro Pascal is officially confirmed as Reed Richards?
I wouldn't mind that dude from The Office. I can't remember.
Krasinski, John Krasinski.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's what everybody wants. Yeah.
I mean, Pedro Pascal, I mean, it's not like he's a bad actor, so yeah, he'd be fine. He'd be fine. You know, maybe put him in there, and what's her name could be what's oh gosh, her name is, I think it's Anna something or the other. They did a movie together back in the day. Anna.
I have no idea.
Oh God, I can't think of her name now. She was in a Bond movie too. Anna de Armas.
Oh, Anna de Armas. Yeah.
They can put those two together as Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic.
Anna de Armas and who?
And Pedro Pascal.
Oh, okay. I'm having a hard time trying to spell that, but okay, I guess.
It's ANA and then space DE space ARMAS. Yeah.
Okay.
She's supposed to be in The Ballerina, the John Wick. But I think there's rumors of
Kimberly, how are you feeling about Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards? Is it a go for you or no?
You know, I will say when I first saw it, I was actually super excited about it. But now that I think of it, I'm like, you know what? Actually, this might, like Larry said, it's not an issue of him being a good actor or not. It's about fit. Now that I think more about it, I'm like, I actually don't think Pedro would fit in the MCU. I actually don't like him in the MCU. I mean, he was in, you know, as in Wonder Woman 2, I wasn't actually crazy about him in that. But you know, come to think of it, I actually don't think he'll be the right fit. It's now that I think of it, I know Javier Bardem was rumored to be Galactus, which I actually love that. But for some reason, now that I think more about it, I actually am not too crazy about it. But, you know, again, he's one of those actors that's he's gritty. Narcos, whatever he's in, it needs a little bit of grit. And I think Disney's not the best vehicle for him. And I think this could be a situation of let's grab the most popular guy rather than let's grab the person that's best for the fit. And I know we saw Krasinski in a different universe, but honestly, the fan community, it's just like Rosario Dawson getting cast as Ashoka. It honestly is the best casting to have Krasinski and Emily Blunt.
I have one for you.
I agree.
Perfection.
I have one for you. How about Zachary Levi?
No. You
don't like him?
No.
The dude he used to play in that series Chuck.
But he looks
like he was already Shazam.
Yeah.
It's
oh, that's right. I forgot. He's Shazam. Yes.
But
that series is so off my radar. I totally forgot about it.
But since you brought up Javier Bardem, I mean, that is the next topic. How do you feel about him as Galactus? I think that's a decent fit. This is coming from comicbook.com. This is how you feel. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, absolutely. I vibe with 100%. But I think you're saying the guy is Zachary Levi because he looks a lot like Krasinski. He's tall. They have the same almost face structure. I think that's why you're gravitating. Honestly, Krasinski and Emily Blunt would have been perfect, but Emily Blunt has said that she has no interest. But yeah, I feel like there's a better fit than Pedro Pascal. He's just the popular choice because he's hot right now.
Oh, what's really pissed
actually,
people off?
he's a daddy, so he's hot all the time. But like in terms of the zeitgeist, he's really like it right now. So
let's really piss people off and make him forget about the Galactus thing for a second. Let's go back and make it the Mr. Marvel thing. I mean the Mr. Fantastic. Let's make him interracial and make it Idris Elba and really piss people off. They'll be pissed off because they will love him and hate him in that role.
I want to hear how you feel about Javier Bardem as Galactus, though.
Yeah. What's not to like about him? I mean, for real, what's not to like about him? I mean, there are some things that are just sort of no-brainers. I mean, this dude is what's not to like.
So, do you feel better? Do you feel better about Javier Bardem as Galactus than you do for Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards?
Yeah, I'm not really feeling him as Reed Richards all that much. Not that I couldn't see him in there. I mean, I'm sure he would do a fine job, but yeah, I think I'd rather see somebody else as Reed Richards.
And do you feel, Kim? Do you feel better about Javier Bardem as Galactus than Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards?
Like, ink that to the paper right now. Just sign that deal. Sign it. He's just such a commanding presence. I don't care how thick his accent is. It's perfection. The tone of his voice, his cadence. I think he is. I think he's a perfect casting for Galactus.
My thing is like, okay, Fantastic Four is coming. We know they're working on it, but Galactus is huge, and we're getting speculation on this now before Doctor Doom is cast. That worries me. Like, do we really need to see Galactus in the first Fantastic Four movie? That just seems like overkill to me. Like, let's save him for Fantastic Four Part 3 or something. I mean, does that make sense or does it not make sense?
It makes sense, but I think I really, as long as they've taken to put this together and how they've been able to really see and analyze what has worked and has not worked, I hope they will not ignore what has and has not worked like they have with the Disney shows, but instead I feel like they're really going to make the right decisions for Fantastic Four.
Why don't we make Fantastic Four like a same-sex marriage and cast someone like Blake Lively or something?
Oh, she'd be a great Sue Storm. I really like her.
There you go. Nina Gold, if you're out there watching.
Anyway. Guys, we have two topics left. For Super Duper number 27. Oh man, so much changes, so much is going on. But before we get out of here with those last two, y'all let us know what y'all think about Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards and also Javier Bardem as Galactus. We're dying to know, and there's links to that in the description box below. But we're moving on to Avengers Kang Dynasty right now, and your boy Daniel Cretton was attached to direct. He was attached to be directing the Wonder Man Disney Plus series, Shang-Chi 2, and also Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty. But coming from Deadline, Destin Daniel Cretton departs as director on Avengers. The Kang Dynasty remains aboard for Wonder Woman and Shang-Chi 2. More on the MCU. Deadline has the exclusive. The filmmaker has decided to step away from Marvel Studios' Avengers Kang Dynasty to focus on other Marvel projects. This is an amicable exit, I understand, as Cretton remains fully in the Marvel family. In fact, Cretton is in talks with Marvel Studios about directing future movies. Note the Kang Dynasty is far on the theatrical release, dated to kick off in May of 2026, and Secret Wars May of 2027. Cretton is busy, like I said, with Wonder Man and Shang-Chi 2. And there's been so much speculation going on online, guys, like, oh my gosh, is this the fall of Marvel? All the script sucks because people are leaving. Does this mean that they are abandoning the Kang storyline? Are we going to get Dr. Doom in Avengers 5? I think all that is a bunch of rubbish. This is perfectly fine. I am 100% okay with this, and I don't feel like nothing. I don't feel like the roof is on fire. I don't feel like the sky is falling. I was disappointed when I heard that Destin Daniel Cretton was going to be directing Avengers 5, because I just don't think he has the experience. I'm perfectly fine with him doing Shang-Chi 2. I think he did a decent job with that. Stay right there and do your Wonder Man thing. But I don't think this is any room for panic at all. If it was up to me, since Daniel left Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty, I would like Jon Favreau to come through and direct Avengers 5, and also have the Russos come back and do Secret Wars. So this is good news to me. I'm happy about this. I'm not like, oh damn, Marvel. No, I am ecstatic. Larry, how you feeling about this? You don't seem as enthused as I am about this, sir.
I think the whole Kang Dynasty, Kang anything needs to be put on hold until his whole situation is adjudicated.
Okay.
I'm just not willing to invest. If I was a studio head, I would not be willing to invest that level of money and time and resources only for it to blow up later. I just wouldn't do it. I would just tell him, bro, sorry, we have your back when it comes to, to maybe some future projects if this goes sideways. But I mean, if the time's concerned, I'd move on without him. And otherwise I would just wait. But I don't want to wait for one person. I would just move on without him.
The good thing about that is the court date is in 10 days, the 29th. So we're going to find out. We'll see. But I mean, I agree with you 100%. If I was Marvel, I wouldn't be making any announcements or, major plans. They've pretty much kept their mouth shut, which is good because nothing has been proven yet. But I mean, are you disappointed or do you not care or happy that he walked away? Is this a good or bad sign? Like, does that mean anything to you at all?
It means nothing. I mean, it sounds to me like it's not like he's walking away from the MCU. He's just focusing on other projects.
Okay. Kim, how you feeling about this?
Honestly, I think it's a really smart move. I think a lot of times when people walk away from things, I really respect people that know their own mind. And I think to walk away from something, it means you really thought about it. And the MCU can be cumbersome to a director, how important it is, the fan base of Disney. There's a lot on the line. He's already doing Wonder Man, which is totally new. He already did Shang-Chi, which we hadn't seen in film just yet. And I think it's a sign that he maybe knows him. I'm just speculating, but to me, it just speaks wisdom. I don't know. I saw this and I kind of shook my head like, good move, because it can be overwhelming doing a bunch of Marvel projects at once. And I think in terms of tone, one of the things that's made the Marvel films beautiful and work so well are the pool of directors that they've had. Of course, you've had Kenneth Branagh that did more than one. You've had Jon Favreau, but I think he knows his tone and he can maybe see the direction of Avengers 5 and the creative direction they're going. And I think it's healthy to say, you know what, that's actually not my vibe. And the smartest, wisest thing is to walk away and go, I already have 2 projects with you guys. I feel good about what I'm doing. And I feel good walking away. I think it's a mature move. It's a good move. And it's much better than hearing that he was asked to depart the project. So I think it's a smart move. And I think Avengers 5, it needs a fresh hands on it. If not, I think I agree with you, Jon Favreau. If not Jon, since he really brought us, so much wonderful stuff with Iron Man. But I think and Avengers, if not Jon, then just fresh hands on the project completely, because we need new, fresh energy going into the next set of Avengers films.
Well said. Larry, you got some final thoughts? Or you good?
No, I'm pretty much good. I just, same thing. You need some fresh eyes and some fresh thoughts in that project and all these projects,
Laura.
Right. Well, guys, y'all let us know what y'all think about that. Daniel Destin Cretton is walking away from Avengers 5 Kang Dynasty to focus on Shang-Chi 2 and Wonder Man. I think this is great news, but you guys let us know in the comment section whether you're watching this via live or in the replay. And again, there is a link to that in the description box below for you to read at your own leisure. Guys, we are at the last topic of the day. We were talking about Avengers 5, Kang Dynasty. Now we're going to be talking about Avengers 6, Secret Wars. Almost forgot the title of it. This is coming from comicbookmovie.com. Marvel reportedly wants one director for the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Is a title change imminent? Marvel Studios is now searching for a new director for Avengers Infinity War, Kang Dynasty. And new report says Kevin Feige just wants one director. We just talked about Daniel leaving. But according to Jeff Snyder, who is an insider in Hollywood, Kevin Feige wants the same director for both Avengers films, essentially a two-parter. Snyder has also heard a title change is imminent, and that's most likely what happened. It now seems clear that Marvel will take steps to veer away from the planned Kang storyline, either replacing Jonathan Majors as a villain or ditching the character altogether and shifting focus to another multiverse saga, big bad, possibly Doctor Doom. If accurate, it obviously wouldn't make much sense to keep the Kang Dynasty name, and Snyder believes Secret Wars Part 1 and Secret Wars Part 2 is more likely an income. Let's see here. Kim, how do you feel about this right here? Do you think it should be one director for both, or you want them to split it up?
If it's just two, that's fine. I mean, any more, I think it should be a different director. However, I will say, I don't know, since the franchise is ending, Christopher McQuarrie would, I think, be amazing. Kari Joji Fukunaga, I think, would be really good. I think someone that brings some real serious edge to action, someone that can really bring kind of the almost political thriller type feel that we got from Captain America 2. I think someone that's really good at bringing new energy is Christopher McQuarrie. I don't think he would have any interest in the MCU, honestly, but I don't know that man. So maybe he would. But I think those two directors really stand out to me as directors that would bring a fresh edge and kind of bring the Avengers back with such a wonderful edge, because those directors, to me, really understand the energy needed for an action film. And I think something I want to see with Avengers going in, now that everybody freaking has powers, the stakes need to be high. And it's like, how do you have high stakes when everyone has the ability to destroy the world? And I think we need a seasoned director that understands the genre completely. So for me, it's I would love if I could, if it was a fantasy league, I would throw a Fukunaga and McQuarrie into the hat.
Okay. Larry, where you at on this? One director for both films.
Yes, I think that, and not only that, I think they should make them both at the same time. I've advocated this for before. I think they should. If it's 2 or 3 movies, they should make them all at once and split them up. I think part of it is because you have a lot of, the potential for all the kinds of different scheduling conflicts, which pushes stuff back. Also, people are not going to get any younger. And when you have superheroes that are supposed to be ageless, you don't want somebody that's coming in looking like they're 5 years older, so shoot everything at once. And if you have to do pickup shots later, then you do the pickup shots. But I think you should have one director for all the films, and they should all be shot at once.
I got you. I disagree with both. Like me, I said earlier, I want Sam Hargrave to come back for Thor 5, Daniel come back for Shang-Chi 2, and all the other projects. But I really want Jon Favreau to direct Avengers 5, and I want Secret Wars to be split into a Part 1 and Part 2. So you have Avengers 5 as one movie, and then Secret Wars is a Part 1 and Part 2, and then the Russos do that together. Because Secret Wars is a gigantic story. Can you really tell it all in one film? Most likely not. So I think that, and Favreau, he can be like the second unit director on Secret Wars. And, I'm pretty sure that they'll all be able to work together. And I don't know. That just will work perfectly fine to me. But I mean, it makes sense to film stuff at one time, like 2-3 movies. Yes, it costs less money. You save money. scheduling. You don't got to worry about, you know, conflicts or anything like that. But I just think that Avengers 5, Kang Dynasty, and Secret Wars, if those are the same names and same story, that those are too far apart for them to even film it at once. But you know, I don't know. That's just where I'm at right there. But I like where they're headed with all this. You know, Marvel knows they need to get their ish together, and I feel that they are. We're just gonna have to wait. But I want my dream team of directors of the Russo brothers, Favreau, Howard Hargrave, and you know, whoever else to come through and close this thing out. Because you know, my hopes are high. My hopes are high. So yeah. Any final thoughts on this one?
They just need to come correct. That's all I got to say. I've been very disappointed with a lot of things with MCU lately, and I want them to slow down. Stop feeling like you need to churn out just content. Get back to making art that just excites us from our core, man. There was never a day that I would not be there day one. There was never a day I wouldn't. Don't pull a Marvel, please. Come correct. That's all I ask.
You can pump out content. Just put it on Disney Plus. Just put out do series and put them on Disney Plus. You can do that. Just save the good stuff, the best stuff for the movies and the theaters, if that's what you want to do. But otherwise, just if you have stories to tell, characters introduced, put them on Disney Plus. Let people get to know them.
Get ready. A drag queen Christmas.
Well, guys, y'all let us know what y'all think about that. Whether you want 1 director, 6 directors, or 2. Let us know in the chat, in the comment section, whether you're watching this via live on the replay. But Kevin Feige wants just 1 director for Avengers 5 and Avengers 6. But we're going to have to see. That's a long way coming. And so, again, let us know in that comment section because we are dying to know. But, guys, that is going to wrap it up for the Movie News Roundup show and also Super Duper number 27, doing 2 shows at one time. I want to thank all of you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. I don't think a lot of people understood what I was talking about because when I ended the first show, we lost about 40 people, but that's okay. They'll catch on. I'll do a better job next time of explaining everything. But I want to thank my lovely guests for coming through. Kimberly, you know, this is the longest live I've ever had.
You were talking about me.
3. Oh,
you said lovely guests. I thought you were talking about me. Man, I feel insulted now. No,
I'm talking about both of you guys. But this is the longest live I've ever had. And Kim, I want to thank Kim. I'm trying to find your YouTube channel, but it's not. Let me pull it up. This sucks.
What's good, Kimberly? I'm streaming on there too. I added this today on there too.
There we go. That's what I can do. I did see it over here because they took usually what I do is I just had the channel tab up and I just click it, but they took the channel tab away.
I forgot you could do that. I'm looking at the button right now. I forgot you could do that. I could be up there streaming to my channel right now.
I said it every time. It's all good. Hey, he'd be like, I'm gonna do it next time. I'm gonna do it next time. No.
Man.
Kimberly, what do you have for all the good people to look forward to on your lovely channel or your outlets? What you got going on, man?
You guys, I am working on a podcast and I need guests. My podcast is called The Film That Made You ... I want to talk to people who have made major life changes off of inspiration from a movie. You quit your job, you went back to school, you got married, you got divorced, you decided to have a baby, you decided to adopt a baby, all because you saw a film and it made you go, you know what? I need to do something. I need to make a change. Maybe you saw Forrest Gump and you saw him running across America and you took a hiatus from work and decided to run across America. It's called The Film That Made You ... And I am doing interviews now. I want to get at least a half a season film before I put it out there because I want to have continuous content for you guys. But I'm accepting submissions. If you guys know anyone, you're like, oh my gosh, my great uncle became a scientist because he saw this movie, or my mom has a farm because she saw this movie, or whatever it is, you started volunteering with foster youth, you started hanging out and volunteering with Holocaust survivors because you saw Schindler's List. Whatever it is, if you made a major life change from inspiration from a movie, I want to talk to you on my new podcast, The Film That Made You ... So inbox me, email me. You can catch me on IG, or you can email whatisgoodkimberlyproductions@gmail.com.
Wonderful. And all of
what
our
if it was
stuff
a
is in the
series?
description box of this video.
I would love to talk. If it's a series, if it's a show, you saw X-Files and now you investigate paranormal. Let's go. Let's talk about it.
Y'all subscribe to her channel, okay? She's simulcasting on her platform as well, as you can see right there. But Kimberly, thank you so much for spending over 3.5 hours with me. That is, man, that's wonderful. Y'all show this young sister some love. Larry Killmonger, thank you again, sir, for popping through. What do you have going on your lovely channel for all the good people to look forward to, sir?
Oh man, just doing more tech stuff. I mean, mostly because YouTube is all about you got to be niche. I've been doing mostly camera stuff nowadays. So I have some new camera gear coming that I've been working on. I've a new little camera, this little DJI camera that's been a lot of fun. I've been working on. I have some filters for it that I'm about to review, a monitor I'm about to review, a new tripod. So all kinds of stuff. I've been doing some tutorials on how to do certain things with cameras. So if you're interested in sort of like the whole photo space, filmmaking space, I have some good stuff coming up to try to help you out. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Alrighty. Thank you for that, Larry.
I do. Brandon, so I can come on your show.
And I want to remind everybody to please share Brandon's videos with your family, your friends, your other movie cinephile friends that love movies just as much as you do. If they're not tuned on to Just My Opinion, share Brandon's page on your social media. Get back to sharing with your friends. I think this is an amazing community that welcomes all people and a lot of different opinions. So let's show Brandon some of our love and share his videos, like the videos. That does a lot for his algorithm. And thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
And if you're not going to share his videos, and super chat him.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right now.
Guys. Absolutely.
Right now.
All above.
And we miss you, Tyra. I miss you, Tyra.
Oh, she heard them. Okay.
She popped in and said hi. Well, she said hi in the comments. And so I want to shout her out and say, I miss you, girl.
Yes. Audio only version is coming back. I'm on all these platforms right here. Also owe y'all some Invincible recaps, but again, check out my initial Madam Web trailer reaction. Also, What If Season 2. And if you're in the movies, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. My fresh out of the theater reaction for Napoleon. I didn't like it. And also Thanksgiving. But subscribe, help me reach that next milestone of 50,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate it. But guys, before we head out of here, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of 40 seconds of tunes before we go. But I'm B. Avery, that's Kim, and that's Larry, and that's Just Our Opinion. Peace out, and we'll see you next time.
Canvas.
Would you care to step outside? Would you care to step outside?
Superman.